PFF has put out a list of the top quarterback and wide receiver duos, and they got Ja'Marr Chase and Joe Burrow listed as number one. So that's what we're gonna talk about on today's episode. Plus, Jalen Carter saying that he know he got more work to do. He know what he needs to do to be at one of those greats. Me and Steve are gonna talk about it all and break it down right after this.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by Steve-O. So if y'all locked in and tuned in, hit that like button and subscribe. Steve-O, what's the word, big dog?
What's good? Very good. This stupid
Hey.
ass PFL list is what's up.
Hey, you take it for what it is, but I thought it was an interesting list that PFF put out of the top quarterback and wide receiver duos ahead of this year's NFL season. They got Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase coming in at number one, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown at two, CJ Stroud, Nico Collins at three, Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin at four, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans at five, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown at six, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb at seven, Tua and Tyreek Hill at eight, Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua at 9, and Michael Penix Jr. and Drake London at 10, just around off the 10. But my man's currency in the chat said paper football focus. You already know, but it's interesting. But let's start off with the number one. Steve-O, do you agree with PFF saying that Ja'Marr Chase and Joe Burrow is number one QB wide receiver duo in the league?
Yeah. I mean, it's arguable. Like it's a couple other people that you can make the argument for, but when it comes between them two, yeah, like when it comes down to it, the stats show it, and if you just watch their game, just show it. Whenever he's down and out, don't know what to do, what the fuck, Ja'Marr? Because that's who he going to, and rightfully so. That's the type of synergy that they played in college together. That's when that synergy started, and they brung it right along to the league. So, I feel like out of all this the only dynamic where they got that type of synergy compared to everybody else. Now there's synergy between other quarterbacks and between the duos that they have, but I think it's a little different when you're able to do crazy things in college with each other and then be able to duplicate the same shit you're doing in the NFL. It's a different type of synergy you have when you've been playing for so long. So I'm not mad that they put him at number one.
Yeah, I'm not mad that they put him at number one either because it all speaks for itself. I think that if the Vikings would have had, maybe Sam Darnold going into year two with Justin Jefferson, that could have been up there as well. But they don't have that right now. So those guys fall, very, very far down the list if y'all want to check that list out. But I would say at number one, you got to show these guys some love. But it's interesting to hear and see. Look, and I'm not throwing shade, but CJ Stroud and Nico Collins at 3. Steve-O, that's a little too high for me, especially considering CJ Stroud, you know what I'm saying, solid season, but not the best season this past season. And then Nico Collins, he's been in and out of the lineup, but he is an exceptional wide receiver. At number 3, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I would have been looking at Matthew Stafford and
that's what I was saying. Like Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua. I mean, I guess they took it because Puka was out for a nice chunk of the season when he was playing. But the rookie year and the year he had after that, like the synergy is there. Puka just get and them two just continue to like surprise the league. Like nobody really expected. One, Matthew Stafford to be playing the way he is at this age, and two, nobody knew Puka was gonna be a fucking X like this. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I didn't see it coming. I'm pretty sure 90% of the league didn't see it coming. So yeah, the stats they just showed, they with them always being in the 90 percentile on passing grades for PFF, like yeah, they should easily be. They shouldn't be outside the top 5.
Yeah, I agree with that, bro. And it's just kind of crazy to me. Like, how could people still look at Tua and Tyreek Hill as being in the top 10? That's just me personally. I'm not a big. Hey, I don't look at that's no. I know what Tyreek Hill can do. I know what he can do. But this is a list that was made before going into the season. Tyreek Hill is he already didn't quit on him
I'm
twice.
about to say he won't be there. He was trying to get traded. They said, "Well, ain't nobody trying to trade for you." Oh, I guess
Yeah.
Miami ain't that bad.
Yeah, they did. He didn't quit on them twice already and apologized twice already in this offseason. And Tua can't even throw past 10 yards. It's crazy work. I'm like, look, I know how dynamic my man's Tyreek Hill is, but it's been a little underwhelming over there the last what we'll probably give him
3
the
years.
last season. Yeah, you could probably go to.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like they had that spectacular year when him and Jada Waddle was going off, but to have there shouldn't be a complete drop off. The way it's been from that first year to year two. Like year two, y'all didn't look like a damn team.
Yeah,
Now I know there's some injuries. Jalen didn't play a lot. I understand that, but like, bro, uh, when it comes down to it, like this conversation is just not meant for Miami to be in because they got so many fucking problems this besides their damn duo. Like the fact that they like it's almost like it's a slap in the face to even bring this shit up because it's like I'm pretty sure real Miami fans like why are you doing this to us?
for real.
Because you
Why
know
are they?
damn well that's not even you just trying to make us feel good about some shit that ain't true.
It be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and make people feel good. And then when it all goes bad, you be like, see, I told you. See, I
Stupid.
told you. I mean, but it could be something that turns around. You've seen the Dolphins go out there and try to bolster up their offensive line this season, this off season, and then you see them try to make some moves on the defensive side, alongside with bringing more guys. With more guys coming back from injury, but then they're also still trying to look on ways to get rid of Jalen Ramsey as well. So we don't know what the damn Dolphins are gonna look like. And I honestly, I've been kind of on this ledge of pretty much saying Tua Tagovailoa, look, talented quarterback, but it's just not good enough. The arm is not strong enough, and unfortunately, he got some issues with these concussions, and that worries me.
Yeah, like I remember coming out of the draft, like he was so highly touted and everything. But I was like, if you're not gonna have a strong enough arm, I mean, you got to be cerebrally good at something, whether that's pre-snap, reading coverages, or you good on your feet, which he ain't. He ain't the greatest athlete. So it was like you're not super accurate. You're not a super athlete. You're not like super intelligent for the quarterback standard. You're not reading things pre-snap, so it's just like he almost got to be put in almost like a Brock Purdy situation. Even though
Mm,
I feel like Brock Purdy, he understood coming out of college. I don't have the strongest arm. I don't have the athlete, but one thing I can be is on time.
yes.
So like if he was to able to be like a person that we can rely on that's on time with the ball, leading it out for them, throwing it before they break. That's then he'll be something worth. But we trying to sit here and throw 60 yard bombs with these two burners. That was never sustainable.
Yeah, and you see that teams, they was like, hold on, they just want everything short and quick. Oh, we finna play press
Short or
coverage.
quick or deep. Yeah.
Yeah, we finna play press coverage. And you seen that my man's Tua kind of, got stagnant a little bit, especially with the success. And then I think that Mike McDaniels, I think that like when he first hit the scene over there in Miami, he did a hell of a job, you know what I'm saying, coming in with the offense, being creative. But I think that teams are kind of just, we don't give a damn how creative you're gonna be. We're gonna press the hell out of y'all and make your
Mhm.
quarterback figure it out. I hope that the additions that they've been trying to add to the offensive line these past few seasons is that something that can be helpful to them, because Mike McDaniels, he edging closer and closer to begin getting his ass up out of Miami. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. They not finna, that's a squad like it's very unpredictable. Like they're fired their coaches for less, and they have fired some of their coaches when they didn't need to be fired. So yeah, your time could be what anytime. So yeah, like if anything, if I'm him and I'm the organization, especially the last 2 years, I would have been trying to get this defense together because that's probably been the biggest problem.
Yeah.
You can't get this if you can. There has never been a time where they was able to ever try to play complementary football.
Yeah, I
Because
agree with
one, the defense wasn't there. Two, both of their line running backs always end up hurt.
Yeah, it's crazy over there down there in Miami. But bro, do you really think that Michael Penix and Drake London is going into this season as a top 10
Now,
duo?
now I get it. Drake finally had a fucking year when we was like, all right, that's Drake London that we seen at USC. Like, that's the first time he had a very, I would say, productive year for his standards. But to go out to go out on a limb and say them motherfuckers is what top? What was that? The
They
top
got him at
10?
10. At
The
10.
top 10, and one quarterback ain't played a full season, so we can't really fully say they got synergy at all
Yeah,
because you never know what that is. Two, now people got tape on your ass.
facts.
So that's another thing that people are not factoring into that decision. I think this is just them jumping the gun, trying to be smart and be like, "Oh, you see this little uptick last year? By my calculations, if they keep it up the same way they ended the season, then maybe we." No, nigga, go based on what you know and who they are, and who they are has been well. Mainly Drake London has been very inconsistent, and the quarterback Michael Penix, you just don't know. It's still a lot of up in the air. He's very new. He
Yeah,
don't even play. Did he play 10 games yet?
shit, I don't even think so,
I think he
to be
played
honest
eight,
with you.
eight
Yeah.
or seven or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of games being played for Michael Penix, and I understand it. Like you believe in the guy. You see that the talent is there with Michael Penix, but I think it's just premature. And I think like I like what they did this offseason thus far. Definitely bolstering up that defense because they got weapons galore on the offensive side. But before we move on to some surprises, Steve-O, on this list, do you think that it'll be? I think it's absolutely stupid if the damn Atlanta Falcons say, "Yeah, we finna trade Kyle Pitts." I understand he ain't been what we expect him to be, coming out of college at Florida. But at the end of the day, you need to provide your quarterback with as much stability as possible. And getting rid of Kyle Pitts, who's been mentioning some trade talks as of late, I don't think that's a good idea. I ain't saying you can't move off of him. I just don't think it's a good idea right now. What you say?
I don't know. I think you may have to cut your losses right now while his
Mm,
value ain't completely done because one, it's been clear he never fit the offense since he got there. So that's he's a first of all he's weird. That's the number thing. Not him as a person, him as a player.
yeah,
He's a basically supposed to be a wide receiver, but he ain't.
yeah.
So you can't really block with him. So and you can't really use him in a run game because they know well, if he trying to block, they're gonna look at his ass like he crazy. So it's like if you going on with this, you gonna keep Arthur or you gonna have a certain way you play the game. I don't know. I don't like the fit with Kyle Pitts has never been there, and the type of player he is and what he can do potentially for somebody else that grab him. I feel like they could get a nice pick and actually get either a replacement or, to be honest, like I don't think they need no spectacular tight end right now. If they
Okay.
had one, that would be great. But I really think they need a fucking sound tough nose tight end that just need to bail Mike Penix out when he needs to. I don't think it showed like even in this crucial situation, he wasn't looking at Kyle, he wasn't looking at Kyle, he was looking at Drake.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair analysis with that one for sure. Because again, like he is up and down, and then you got your OC coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like right after the draft, pretty much saying, "Hey, Michael Penix, you going into year 2 of this system. We expect him to do X, Y, and Z," and pretty much saying we need him to be better. So we'll see if he's gonna actually be better. But some surprises on this list, Steve-O, before we move into the last topic about Jalen Carter. We had the Arizona Cardinals duo Kyler Murray and Trey McBride at 17. And I'm like, Trey McBride, I get Trey McBride. He's gold. But damn, no Marvin Harrison Jr. But then Minnesota, JJ McCarthy and Justin Jefferson, they all the way down at 19. And this was before Aaron Rodgers signed his deal. They had Pittsburgh Steelers at 32nd with Mason Rudolph and DK Metcalf. Go ahead and take whichever one you want to
Understandable.
go with that, brother.
Um, I like at first when I first heard Mike Minnesota at 19, I'm like, really? Because it's like no matter who they do use, they they not only do he use Justin Jefferson, but he damn near they use the whole bevy of wide receiver room that they have. But at the end of the day, nobody know what the fuck JJ finna look like.
Yeah,
Like it's not even like Michael Penix where we have a piece. We don't know nothing.
we got a half a preseason game.
Half a preseason game at that. So like with them putting him at that, like I feel like they was trying to be credible. They was trying to give him a credit. Like Jefferson still one of the best wide receiver, if not the best wide receiver in the league. So we not finna put them these motherfuckers in the 30s or the 20s. So I think that's why they're not completely out. But yeah, I can understand why they dropped because based off my list, it's not necessarily based on the wide receiver. It's really based on the quarterback.
Okay, I think that make a lot more sense too, but simply because you don't know what JJ McCarthy gonna be. We know, and me watching closely from Michigan, he was we gonna hand the rock off, and if you need me to make a play on third down and short yardage, I'll be able to make the throw. But
Mm-hmm.
I do have a strong bro. I have a lot of confidence in KOC, even though he's one of my division rivals. That mother can coach, bro. He can
Yeah.
coach. This man didn't have Nick Mullins looking good. He pulled an astronaut from the from
Josh
NASA's
Dobbs on
space
the
shuttle. Yeah, bro. Had the Josh Dobbs come in there and look good. Kirk Cousins look good under him. Sam Donald just got him a nice
Sam
check.
Donald. Owe him a check.
For real. Sam Donald should have been sending at least 20, 40 million back. Appreciate
No,
you,
for
big
real.
dog.
Because you definitely he saved your ass.
For real. And shit, that's why I'm like, it's at 19, but I get it to an extent because the expectation might be so placed on the head coach and how he's able to have so many guys wide open like his college.
Now the questionable one that you didn't say is Patrick Mahomes and Rashid Rice. Didn't
Yes.
this motherfucker just turn his ACL? Explain that one, PFF. That don't make how they 13. And this, but we don't know what Rashid Rice finna look in this. And like I said, based on what I just said, if you pay attention to this PFF list, it's not based on the wide receiver. It's based on the quarterback.
I think that's fair after now that we looking at it, bro. I think that's fair because you're right, 100%. Rasheed Rice, we seen something, but we ain't see enough. Like you was missing all last season.
And
Maybe
even the year before, he wasn't no X.
he was a
He was a Z. I give him a Z, but I don't know if he was X. I don't know if he was X. We know who the X on that team is.
that was absolutely crazy to me, bro. It's just seeing the way that they shaped it all out. It was just like, yeah, this makes sense right here. This makes sense right here. This absolutely don't make sense right here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go back up to the list, you look at Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin. I'm like, hell yeah, that's one of the best ones. You look at Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield. Hell yeah, that's a top 10 duo right there. I think that's really, really good. But to your point, they definitely just looking at quarterbacks and giving the quarterbacks a boatload of love.
And I found another asterisk. How you gonna sit there and say Kyler Murray and Trey McBride, but you say Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers? You could have said Mark. You could have said him and Mark fucking Andrews, because that's what
Yeah,
majority of his passes go to.
yeah, that
You don't
definitely could
like
have been
Lamar,
some.
PFF. I caught you. You don't
Yeah,
like
we
Lamar.
definitely got caught. They definitely got caught because, bro, I think I think that's one of the better duos. I ain't putting them top 10, not at all. They
And
definitely,
even Zay too. Like I feel like that was low for Zay.
yeah. I think they cut my man short. I ain't gonna lie
No,
to
for
you.
sure.
I
Especially
think
when them
Zay
niggas was
Flowers nice.
literally just throwing last year, like
Yeah,
towards the end, especially.
yeah. Zay Flowers nice, but I was watching him coming out of Florida State. I'm like, this shifty mug. And he got hands. Cause it's sometimes you get a guy with speed shiftiness and they ain't got good hands. He shifty with speed and got good hands. He made a
Yeah,
bonehead play in the playoff a couple seasons ago by fumbling by the goal line, but I don't think that's the end all be all.
yeah. I love him. He remind me kind of like a smaller. He not as more of like of a deep threat as Steve Smith, but he got like similarities to Steve Smith.
Yeah, I just think that young man right there is a dog, personally.
And I'm glad he ain't as injured as what we thought it was gonna be too. I was hurt. I was like, please don't be bad.
For real. For real.
No,
But we before we move on, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was Mason Rudolph and DK Metcalf ranked at 32nd. Replace Mason Rudolph now with Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. What's the range? I ain't gonna say put a solid number on that, but what's the range? It's still in that 20 to 32.
I don't know no more, bro. Like I really it could be in that 30 range, but who knows, bro? Like I don't know. That's a whole kerfuffle of shit.
It is. It's weird over there in Pittsburgh, bro. Like, and I look the wide receiver room reads, Stevo.
It
Calvin
ain't that
Austin the
good.
third, Robert Woods, Pat Fryermouth, and DK Metcalf. It's
It
still a
ain't
little
good.
lacking for
That's
me.
that
It's lacking.
DK is not what I think. Well, I don't think most people think DK really like that, but yeah, ain't that. I'm y'all think DK gonna be mad. Bro, this nigga Airford had the worst attitude I've ever
That's
seen.
what I clearly said on a breaking news episode. I said, bro, give Aaron Rodgers till week 8, and then we'll see how he feel. Right now, we in the honeymoon phase. Him and Mike Tomlin gonna be winking, talking, laughing, and kicking it.
You gonna see this
Let's
first
see what
eye
happens
roll.
in week
You
8.
gonna see the first eye roll week 2.
I'm telling you, because bro, the from November to the end of the season, bro, you got division rivals. You facing off against the Bears, the Bills, the Chargers. Like that's gonna be hard for y'all. That ain't no
Extremely hard.
easy road. Like it's gonna be crazy over there in Pittsburgh.
Hope y'all know what y'all doing.
Hey, that's my man's Dexter joined the chat. He said, "What's good,
Exactly.
family? DK can't run the route tree effectively. I just don't think this stuff is not gonna work."
You said
That's
effectively. I think it's like what 11 or 12 routes in the tree. I'm pretty sure he only knows 6 of them.
yeah, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. But hey, I like him too, Crimson. DK is good. It depends on what the system is asking him to do, though.
And he's the X. And if you're asking me the X, because he wasn't like all his time in Seattle, he was never the X.
For sure. It's crazy work. Crazy work. But hey, before we get up out of here, we got to talk about Jalen Carter. Steve-O, my man's came out and pretty much said that he want to be great, in other words, but he did say, I know who's good and I know who everybody loves. Dexter Lawrence, Chris Jones, all of them. I see it, but at the end of the day, I'm still grinding and just doing my own thing. If my name pops up, then I guess congratulations to me. Just keep going. Do you think he can get up in there on that tier with Chris Jones and your Dexter Lawrences of the world?
Yeah, he already on a hell of a start because he's in the perfect situation. He's in the perfect city. That's probably most important because everybody gonna be watching. And 3, he just got the talent. Like everybody knew he had the talent to be. That's Hall of Fame type talent. It's all about can you put it all together. And as of right now, he's putting it together quite well. So like, what he's saying is not crazy. It's not out the realm. And what he also said is that he got a lot of work to do. It is. And one of those things he got to work on is looking like he want to kill somebody every play. And that's going back all the way to college. It's just motor questions. But we already know once that motor get going, ain't shit you can do about it.
Yeah, that's bro. We keep I don't like we keep telling people, bro. It's you can game plan for a regular defensive tackle. You can game plan for a regular defensive edge,
He ain't
but
regular.
disruptors, disrupt. I said defensive, but you can sit there and look at any type of guy. You get you guys like Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, a number of other players around the league. It's just sometimes you can't do nothing. You can throw 2 at them, they still gonna find a way. The coach on the other side can move them around, but I will say that Jalen Carter, he has all the tools necessary. He was big in that Super Bowl for helping them go out there and get that chip. Now it's gonna come down to how hungry are you to go repeat?
Yep,
Because if
chasing
you
Donald.
repeat, that's history right there. Not too many teams repeat in the NFL.
Yep, and I was about to say he mainly chasing really 2 people. I mean, in the modern day, like we could go down to the John Randalls and such, the Reggie Whites and shit.
Yeah.
But like He really just chasing Chris Jones and Donald.
Mm.
He already got Donald with the Super Bowl. He get another one, and then start stacking accolades. He gonna be on Donald level, and then Chris Jones. He win another Super Bowl. Now you in that conversation.
Oh wait, I'll be hungry. I need a whole
And it's
plate.
the perfect time to be hungry because, like I said, you're in the perfect scenario. Your team's still young enough and old enough. You're surrounded by veterans. Your defense got better. How? I don't know, but it got better.
It's crazy.
But yeah, like it's the perfect situation. It's all about, like he said, he got to put the work in. And as of now, he hasn't shown us that he hasn't been putting the work in. So
Yeah, and they lost. I think a big thing that's gonna be key for him is the loss of Milton Williams. You know
that's
what
it.
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
step
Um,
up.
yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna slow him down or anything, but you had that additional help because Milton Williams just got paid money on. So that tells you how effective he was throughout that season this last year. So now it's Jalen Carter. You know what I'm saying? Is you gonna be that force? Because Chris Jones, him look, I'm not gonna sit here and be oblivious and say guys don't need help. But Chris Jones, the way
He
he
need help.
operate, he don't need a lot of help.
Yeah, he don't need a lot of help because he was still making plays regardless of the help he didn't get in the Super Bowl.
Bro,
But yeah, he's one of those dudes where like it don't look like he need help, but he do.
trying to tell you, it's crazy. Dexter in the building said, y'all seen the side by side with Jared Verse and Aaron Donald, bro. It's just certain motherfuckers that no matter what you do, it ain't shit you can do. That's a
But,
fact.
but shoot him.
It's crazy. Hey, that man Aaron Donald still a workout, bro. He still go crazy. That should just remind me of
That
like
nigga,
the
he the-
greats, bro. Because James Harrison, he been
yeah.
out of the league for a while. You still see him damn near getting ready to pull trucks off the off the dock.
That
It's
motherfucker.
crazy.
I was sitting here telling, but I was telling Chad, nigga, shut your ass up, for he fucking cave your chest in. Shut up. I ain't scared. I was like, I understand as a man, you ain't supposed to be scared, but that nigga's supposed to be wrestling somewhere.
Hey, they said Kyle Pitts on the Josh said Kyle Pitts on the Rams.
That
Puka,
makes more
Tay.
sense. Style. Now, they ain't giving up Puka now.
No, he's saying that's the trio.
Oh, Puka Tay.
Puka,
Oh shit.
Tay, and Pitts. And you know
Yeah.
that the Rams, they was interested in getting Colston Loveland in the draft, but the Bears snatched them up.
No,
think
I
that's
just thought about it. I did. It did. No, that's Chargers. No, go ahead, work. He'll work with him. Yeah, cat. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because I think the Rams only got Tyler Higbee. Is he still the
Yeah.
tight end over there? I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
But that, hey, if the Rams would be interested, I mean, because the window opportunity for the Rams is right there. They was literally a possession away from knocking off the Eagles and going to the NFC Championship game to face the Commanders, and then I would have picked the Rams.
Yeah, that was my dark horse team. Like I was like, you don't think these motherfuckers ain't dangerous. They definitely dangerous. Cause they was chopping through them motherfuckers right until they got to Philly.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But I think, hey, that wouldn't be bad. I think Sean McVay, get on, pick up the phone, brother.
See what they talking about.
For real. But hey, man, that's it. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Steve-O, you got anything left, bro?
And now let me hurry up so I can speed to church.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in into another episode, man. Before y'all get up out of here, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And y'all can follow the show at NFL Central on all social media platforms. It was good kicking it with y'all for this Sunday. We're going to keep some more of these lives coming on Sundays until we get to the actual season. And then we'll be switching it up to after some games, some of the top games for the week. But for now, while we're in the off season, we're going to kick it and rock out on Sundays with the live. So hit that notification bell and stay locked in. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always love football, and we're going to catch